If you're shy, this is the moment that you know too well. You're staring at her, asking yourself 100 times if you should make a move, and then you don't. And the worst part, sometimes you finally do try, but it's too sudden and the vibe turns awkward. I've been there, I've done that, and in this video I want to show you exactly how to escalate on a date step by step, so you never get stuck overthinking and she actually enjoys the moment. Now, I will also cover how this is different in other contexts like social events, workplace, cold approach during the day, so it's not just about dates. Let's get into it. If you don't have much experience or confidence on the date, I strongly recommend that you don't try to kiss her on the first one. Of course, if she's standing in front of her door with big Bambi eyes and clearly not planning to go home alone, then sure, you can go for it. But if you're in doubt, it's better to just avoid it plainly. Why do I say that? First, because you're already nervous. And if you add the pressure of should I kiss her or not, it will only make things worse, right? So on the first date, you should focus on having fun. That's what creates a better first impression. Remember that you're still a stranger to her and her guard will naturally be up. Second reason why is because holding back on the first date actually helps you see where your skills need improvement. If you never get a second date, although you're not even trying to escalate anything or kiss her on the first date, then that means your problem is your social skill during the first date. Now, if you do get second dates, but nothing beyond, then the issue is how you escalate, whether it's the kiss or more. Keep this mindset on your first dates. I'm here to have fun, enjoy my time, and gather data about who this person really is. I hope she's cool. After a while, when you've been on enough first dates and you feel relaxed and confident every time, then yeah, you can decide to move faster and do everything on the first, okay? I've done that myself, so that's fine, but you need the experience first. Now, the second date is the ideal place to move things further. Why? She spent time with you once. She liked it enough to see you again. She likely sees you still as a potential sexual partner. She's also more relaxed now because you didn't try anything on the first date, you didn't rush it, so she doesn't feel any kind of pressure. At this stage, it's fair to assume that you both want to have sex with each other. So, the goal is very simple. Make it smooth and easy for it to happen. And what matters most here is logistics. You need to make sure that if you both feel like having sex, you can actually do it somewhere comfortable and private. It should be close enough and ready for it. So clean your place, have some music and drinks ready in case things get real. So once you arrive at the date, the second date, remember, allow yourself to land there, okay? No pressure, have fun, joke around the same way you did on the first one. You ask how she's been in the meantime, get into the mood, you relax. And then you will start initiating what I call the love bubble. The goal is to escalate intimacy overall. And pay attention here because most dating coaches teach this the wrong way. The safest way to get intimate physically is first to get intimate mentally. Think about two people in a deep, intimate conversation. What does that look like for you? Are they talking about football? Well, that's not really intimate. Are they talking about money problems? That's more intimate, but you don't really talk about that on a first date. What about talking about your passions? Or maybe some secret goals, ambitions that you haven't told anyone. Or maybe a crazy anecdote, maybe a little bit embarrassing also. Maybe a childhood memory, that one time they got caught stealing a chocolate bar or something. Basically, anything that is personal, kind of secret, if you share those things with each other, that's what will make the conversation feel intimate. And you can logically feel how those two people then will naturally sit closer. They would be in this bubble where they're keeping things to themselves and they're not sharing it out loud with people around. After you land on a date, once you know you're both relaxed, you want to start asking each other questions, tell stories and secrets that make it interesting. Get to know each other for real. You drop the mask, you be authentic, you get intimate in your minds before anything else. That's a much more natural way of escalating things, and it will lead to physical touch on its own. Speaking of that, most men make the mistake of leading with physical touch instead of leading with words and attitude first. I would advise you to simply allow physical touch when it makes sense, instead of forcing it awkwardly. For example, she says something surprising, then you hold her in disbelief. A bit exaggerated here. Or you tease her in a maybe slightly mean way, and so after that you half hug her to reconcile. Just kidding, something like that. Or if you want to confess something, you put both your hands on her hand. I gotta tell you something. And most importantly, no, you do not need to touch her first to create desire then. Desire is born first through the dynamic, and then you touch her. Build the tension in the air. Physical touch then releases that tension. It just makes much more sense like that. Now, let's say you spend, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours on the date. You're in the bubble of love, maybe feeling horny and all that stuff. It's time to take the lead and move the date to a place where shenanigans can happen. Maybe your place, her place, you prepared for it, remember, so you will go there. Now, remember, we want this to feel smooth and easy, so avoid any awkward, hey, you want to go to my place right now? Wink. You do that and it's followed by 30 minutes of silence in the taxi, or worse, in the subway. No. Make it classy and simple, with ideally a light excuse. Something playful like, hey, I have to feed my goldfish or he'll die. Or maybe something more believable like we can play Uno and have a drink at my place while watching the Backstreet Boys concert. What do you say? Now, she's not stupid, okay? She knows it's a ploy to plow, pun intended. But she accepts it because guess what? She wants it too. She's in on the mutual secret. She plays along. Because guess what? You are in this bubble of love, in this intimacy bubble, which makes all those steps much easier to follow through. Now, once you're home, sit comfortably, put on some music so the silence isn't deafening and she doesn't hear you poop your pants. And then you ease back into that little bubble of love if you feel it has broken up a little bit. Now, of course, it goes without saying, if the date already started at your place, you can skip all of that, okay? Now, the scene is set. The actors have taken their place. It's time to play. But here's the mistake that a lot of guys make. Maybe you. They assume the seduction process is over and it's suddenly an all-you-can-eat buffet. No, man. You still have to keep it smooth. One word, calibration. You lead with a small move, you notice her reaction, and then you calibrate. So here's a simple step-by-step sequence that you can follow. You sit next to her, you take her hand, you look into her eyes, you smile, you kiss her cheek, you kiss her lips, you make out. Now, at any step in that sequence, you follow this principle. If she reciprocates your move, you continue forward. For example, you take her hand and she puts her second hand on yours, that's a green light. You look into her eyes, then you smile, she smiles back, you go for the kiss on the cheek. On the other hand, if she does the opposite of your move, then you have to mirror that. For example, you sit next to her, but she shifts a little further away. What you do then is you give her the exact same space. Or if you reach for her hand and she pulls her hand back, then you want to pull your hand back as well. A bit more subtle, if she doesn't react at all, you want to wait for a couple seconds and then gently withdraw. For example, you kiss her cheek, but she doesn't turn her lips toward you. She seems shy about it. You pull away slowly, no big deal, but you don't reset all the way back to just sitting there. Just ease back into just holding hands, for example. To make this simple, you always escalate on a clear positive, don't have to wait. You take a step back on a neutral, you be patient, and you never ever escalate on a negative. You pull back and show her you respect her boundaries. If you met her through a social event or maybe mutual friends, let's say a birthday party or a networking event, then your goal is simple. You have to get her on the date first. Don't escalate anything in that setting. Just be friendly, show interest in seeing her again over some activity that you would both enjoy. If you cold approach her on the street, in a store, wherever, you've got two options. If she has time, you can go on an instant date right away. If she doesn't have time, then you can get her number or contact and ask her out another day. Now, on an instant date, I would avoid escalating since it's basically a first date. But if you meet her another time, then you can escalate because you've already seen each other face to face. Even if it was brief, it's still kind of like a first date. Now, in terms of nighttime and party environments, that's where you can actually escalate the same day. Why? Because at a party, people are there to have fun. Women are in a playful mood and they tolerate stronger emotions like arousal, for example. So if you flirt right away, they're kind of expecting it. They've also usually prepared for it. So they put nice clothes, they have makeup, they shave their legs maybe, all the works. So in that context, you can totally meet a girl, have fun, tease her, get closer, and kiss her pretty soon. And if you bring her back to your place or you go to her place, chances are that things will end up in sex. Now, maybe you're thinking, I did all the things you said and it didn't work. So let me address something important right now. And that's valid for any kind of advice that I give, by the way. You can do the lamest move, and sometimes it still works. You can literally be homeless and by pure luck hook up with a model. Or, yeah, you can also follow the steps of this video exactly, and she might still ghost you afterwards. You need to change the way you see these dynamics of attraction here. You need to see it as cooking a good soup. Some ingredients are optional, some are horrible. You can add too much salt or not enough, but no matter how tasty it is, some people will like it and others won't. Your only job is to master the skill of making your soup, your attractiveness, as good as possible, and then let the right people discover it, maybe drool in front of it. That's also why you need to meet new women regularly, so you actually have the chance to find the ones who are right for you. So don't rush the first date, focus on having fun, and use it to see where your skills need work. Then on a second date, logistics matter most. Make sure there's a comfortable place where things can happen. Once you're home, you get back into the bubble of love if you have left it a bit, and then you escalate gradually and always calibrate. You follow the sequence that I've explained. So sit close, take her hand, eye contact, smile, kiss the cheek, kiss the lips, and then you make out. If she reciprocates, keep going. If she doesn't react, you step back a little bit. And never, ever, ever push against resistance. Now, you're probably thinking, why should I listen to this bloke? The answer is simple. I'm just very smart and you can trust me, bro. More seriously, this theory comes actually from all the dating content that I've consumed since 2010. This is where I started my own journey to get to finally stop being that nerd that was not getting laid. Back then, I was going out every single weekend to bars in the city center. I must have talked to 1,000 women easily in all my 20s. I had several girlfriends, around 7, and probably 3 digits worth of sexual experiences. But at the same time, I got rejected more than you ever did. That's the price I had to pay to become very good at this. And now it's been 3.5 years that I'm in the happiest relationship of my life with the best girl that I have ever met. So, if you made it till the end of this video, I would like to reward you with something. I made a free guide on how to make any conversation entertaining, meaning even friendly conversations with your boss, with colleagues, with strangers in general, not just women on the date. That will help you to not get ghosted, of course, after a first date, but also maybe make some friends or having some more professional opportunities. If you feel you lack in terms of social skills, you're a bit too boring, you don't know what to say, this is exactly what you need. And just to reassure you, I didn't write this with ChatGPT. I used my fingers, the old school way, and some love. If you want it, you can just DM me the word fun and I will send it to you. You will find the instructions to send me that word in the video description down below. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.